Akila's head shouldn't and couldn't be jerked back then, as if Auntie's hands and combs were still separating knots and curly chaos. But no, that's wrong. Jaylene has offered to braid her hair a few months ago. Akila's in tears. Jaylene's hand is on her back, rubbing a small, comforting circles as Akila hiccups and sniffs. She isn't cute right now, but Jaylene touches her like she is. Jaylene offers to braid her hair as if it might help. Akila doesn't even really say no. Her throat hurts too much from crying to speak. The mortification from Tiana's attitude still rings too loud in her ears for Akila to even manage a nod or a shake. She doesn't get it. Tiana's her best friend, but still caught her off guard. Tiana snapped back. Well, we'd be able to go if you didn't give Jamal all your damn money, made Akila still. Jaylene had almost jumped in, would have snapped back if Akila hadn't deaded the situation. Because Tiana's right, isn't she? That Akila is the one with the job, and it's only fair that she treats her friends if she has the money. It isn't the first time that Tiana's been annoyed when Akila couldn't front the money for them to go out, but it's the first time she used Jamal's name, buried the knife as deeply. Akila doesn't want to fight with Tiana or Jamal. She doesn't know how to make them both happy. No, that's wrong too, she sniffles, pulling away from Jaylene even as they gently scratch between her braids. Tiana wouldn't be pissed if only. Akila's breath goes jagged with tears that were cried months ago. Another spider, three of them now, crawl up from the back of the couch. Akila feels sick. I suppose Jaylene stopped braiding when you started your business. Didn't want to step on their girlfriend's toes. But I always assumed if you were going to braid hair, you were going to do it right. No rush jobs, no rotating chairs of clients to squeeze in another dollar. Akila doesn't speak. It was a shame to see my old clients again, saying that you're rude, that you're rough on their heads. That's not it, and doesn't give you any right to be doing magic on me. Auntie lifts her head. You paid me to fix your head, didn't you? Her words ring with a different kind of importance, and Akila freezes. She freezes before she sees the spiders, the ones under the couch, and from the kitchen, and down the hall, and over the television. She can't even move before she sees the spiders moving to form a circle around Auntie, or the couch and folding chair, and drapes sharing the same spiderweb glimmer. Akila does not turn to look at the walls behind her. In the old days, Auntie said, I would have been petty. So many young upstarts who think that talent and attitude and rudeness all go hand in hand. Who doesn't think about why they want to rush things? I would have said, to hell with it. If weaving and braiding is so important to you, you can do it for the rest of your days. The webbing stops reflecting light and begins to glow. It's a blessing that Akila is frozen in place because otherwise she might collapse to her knees. But I've grown a little wiser in my old age, and there's better ways for me to deal with youth. You always have a reason for your behavior. She unfolds her hands. So instead, I just teach you about yourself. Something brushes against Akila's side and she screams, Auntie! The body that touches her is Jaylene's. Akila's never seen them as pissed off as they are now. For a second, Akila can only see Jaylene, their strident, protective anger, the way they position themselves between the two women. Jaylene's voice breaks the spell still over Akila, and she can feel her legs again. She looks past them, back at Auntie. The spiders are gone. The glowing web is relegated again to normalcy in the window. Akila shudders, and Jaylene puts an arm around her side, pulling her in. Jaylene's hands banish the crawling feeling that lingers. Jaylene. Auntie doesn't match Jaylene's volume, but echoes the angry beats, reminding them that they're talking to their elder. Jaylene lowers their voice, but the emotion is still there. Does Jaylene know what Akila saw? That wasn't fair. Fair? Auntie repeats. She came into my house with that attitude and wanted to see what I do. That's not what you do anymore, isn't it? Jaylene lets out an exasperated noise, shaking their head as they turn back to Akila. I'm sorry, Lala. Akila's voice shakes. You didn't. She pauses and clears her throat. You didn't do this to me. You don't owe me an apology. She glances over at Auntie. What you did, Akila gestures, was messed up. I don't care what kind of witch or whatever you are. She catches herself and takes a breath. You're not the only one who should apologize to me. She deserves better than Jamal and Tiana, who cared more about her wallet than her peace of mind.